I collapsed at my desk on day 4, not from exhaustion, from frustration. I'd tried everything: morning routines, goal journals, motivational videos, and I was still the same person. Still scrolling at midnight, still promising myself tomorrow, still feeling like I was running in place. Then I found something that actually worked. Not a hack, not a secret, just 5 stupidly simple habits I forced myself to do for 7 days straight. And by the end of that week, I didn't recognize the person staring back at me in the mirror. Here's what nobody tells you about change. It doesn't take 21 days. It doesn't take a year. It takes one decision, followed by 7 days of proof that you're not full of it anymore. So if you're tired of waiting for your life to magically improve, stick with me. Because what I'm about to show you isn't theory. It's the exact system I used to stop feeling stuck and start feeling dangerous. Let's go. Here's the mistake that kills most people before they even start. They try to fix everything at once. New diet, new workout, new sleep schedule, new budget, new mindset, all on Monday morning at 6 a.m. By Wednesday, they've already quit. I used to do this. I'd get so fired up, so convinced this time would be different, that I'd overload myself into paralysis. And when I inevitably failed, I'd spiral. See, you're not disciplined. You never finish anything. But then I learned something from James Clear, the guy who wrote Atomic Habits. Before he became a best-selling author, before millions of people knew his name, he made one commitment: write 1 page a day. That's it. Not a chapter, not a masterpiece, 1 page. And he did it, every single day, no exceptions. You know what happened? That one habit didn't just build a book, it built an identity. He stopped being someone who wanted to write and became someone who wrote. That's the shift. That's the unlock. You don't need 10 habits. You need one habit done 10 times. So here's what I did on day 1. I picked the habit that scared me the most, the one I'd been avoiding, the one that, if I actually did it every day, would change everything. For me, it was waking up at 5:30 a.m. Not because I'm some productivity freak, but because I knew that if I could win the first hour of my day, I could win the whole day. I didn't try to meditate, journal, work out, and read all before breakfast. I just tried to wake up. That's it. One habit. And I stuck to it. Day 1. Day 2. Day 3. By day 4, something clicked. I wasn't dragging myself out of bed anymore. I was choosing to. I was becoming the kind of person who honors their word to themselves. And once you prove that to yourself, everything else becomes possible. Here's your move. Pick one habit. Make it small enough that you can't fail. Make it daily. Make it non-negotiable. Not, I'll try. Not, I'll start Monday. Today. Because the first real habit you build isn't reading, or working out, or meditating. The first real habit you build is showing up for yourself. And once you master that, you're unstoppable. Let me tell you about Jerry Seinfeld's calendar. Before he became one of the most successful comedians in history, he had a system. Every day, he wrote jokes. Didn't matter if they were good. Didn't matter if he felt inspired. He just wrote. And every day he did it, he marked a big red X on his calendar. Over time, he had a chain of X's. And his only rule? Don't break the chain. That's it. No secret formula, no genius breakthrough, just one small action, repeated daily, until it became who he was. Most people don't fail because they're not talented. They fail because they're inconsistent. They go hard for 3 days, burn out, and quit. Then they blame themselves for not having discipline. But discipline isn't about going hard, it's about going daily. Here's what I realized on day 2 of my week. I didn't need to overhaul my entire life. I just needed to do one thing better than I did yesterday. So I stacked a second habit on top of my wake-up time. Move for 10 minutes. Not a full workout, not an hour at the gym, just 10 minutes. Push-ups, stretches, a walk around the block. Anything that got my body moving before my brain had time to talk me out of it. And you know what? Those 10 minutes didn't just wake up my body, they woke up my mind. I felt sharper, I felt alive. And that momentum carried me through the entire day. This is the secret most people miss. Small actions compound. They don't feel powerful in the moment, but over time, they reshape your entire identity. One workout won't change your body, but one workout every day for a month, that's a new you. One page won't finish a book, but one page every day for a year, that's a legacy. One phone call won't build a business, but one call every day, that's a network, a reputation, a future. So here's your second move. Add one small action to your day. Make it so simple you can't say no. Then do it every single day for 7 days. Track it, celebrate it, protect it. Because consistency isn't sexy, but it's everything. Okay, real talk. How many times today did you pick up your phone for just a second and end up scrolling for 20 minutes? How many tabs do you have open right now? How many notifications are pulling your attention away from what actually matters? If you're being honest, you already know the answer, and you already know it's a problem. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Your attention is your life. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. And if your focus is constantly hijacked by distractions, your life is being hijacked too. I didn't realize how bad it was until day 3. I decided to track my phone usage for one day. Just one. 4.5 hours. Gone. Scrolling. Checking. Reacting. Not creating. Not building. Not growing. That hit me hard. So I made a decision. I'm reclaiming my focus. I turned off every non-essential notification. I put my phone in another room during my morning routine. I blocked social media during work hours. And I committed to one thing: 2 hours of deep, uninterrupted focus every day. No phone, no email, no multitasking. Just me and the work that mattered. And in those 2 hours, I accomplished more than I usually did in an entire day. Let me introduce you to Cal Newport. He wrote a book called Deep Work. And here's the kicker: he doesn't use social media at all. Not because he's anti-technology, but because he understands that focus is the new currency. And if you don't protect it, the world will spend it for you. He carved out hours of uninterrupted time every single day to write, think, and create. And that focus didn't just help him write best-selling books, it made him one of the most respected voices in productivity and success. You don't need more time, you need better focus. Here's your third move. Create a daily focus block. Start with 30 minutes. No distractions, no interruptions, just pure, deep work on one thing that moves your life forward. Do that every day for 7 days, and you'll be shocked at what you accomplish. Because in a world full of noise, focus is your edge. Let me tell you about Arianna Huffington. At the peak of her career, while building the Huffington Post into a media empire, she collapsed at her desk. Blood everywhere, broken cheekbone, exhausted beyond measure. That moment changed her life. She realized something most people ignore until it's too late. No success is worth sacrificing your health. Your body isn't optional. It's not something you get to eventually. It's the engine that powers everything else. If the engine breaks down, the whole journey stops. I learned this the hard way on day 5. I'd been pushing, waking up early, stacking habits, crushing goals, but I wasn't sleeping enough. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't drinking water. And by day 5, I felt like garbage. Brain fog, low energy, irritable. I was moving forward, sure, but I was running on fumes. So I made a shift. Health comes first. I committed to 3 non-negotiables: 7 hours of sleep, 3 real meals, 8 glasses of water. That's it. Not complicated, not extreme, just the basics. And you know what happened? Everything got easier. My focus sharpened. My energy skyrocketed. My mood stabilized. Suddenly, the hard tasks didn't feel hard anymore. I wanted to show up. Because a strong body builds a strong mind, and a strong mind is unstoppable. Here's your 4th move. Pick one health habit. Maybe it's sleep. Maybe it's movement. Maybe it's hydration. Just one. Make it non-negotiable for 7 days. Because your body is the vehicle that carries your dreams. If you don't take care of it, you won't get where you're trying to go. Benjamin Franklin carried a notebook. Every day, he tracked 13 virtues he wanted to embody: temperance, industry, humility. He marked whether he'd lived up to them. He reviewed his progress weekly, adjusted, reflected, refined, and over time, that simple habit of tracking turned him into one of the most respected thinkers, inventors, and leaders in history. Here's what Franklin understood that most people forget: what gets tracked gets improved. If you don't record your progress, you lose sight of how far you've come. You feel stuck even when you're growing. You downplay your wins, and that kills motivation. But when you can see your progress, when you have proof that you're moving forward, that builds momentum, and momentum creates confidence. On day 6, I started a win journal. Every night before bed, I wrote down 3 things I did well that day. Not huge victories, just small wins. I woke up on time. I moved my body. I stayed focused. I drank water. I showed up. And at the end of the week, I read them all back. 21 wins, 21 pieces of evidence that I was becoming someone different. That's when it hit me. I'm not the same person I was 7 days ago. Here's your 5th move. Track 1 win every day for 7 days. Write it down, celebrate it, own it. Because confidence isn't about arrogance, it's about evidence. It's about proving to yourself, day by day, that you're capable of more than you think. So here we are. You've heard the 5 habits, you know what they are, you know why they work. But here's the real question: are you actually going to do this? Because most people won't. They'll nod along, they'll feel inspired, they'll say, "That's a great idea." And then they'll do nothing. And a month from now, they'll be in the exact same place, wondering why their life hasn't changed. Don't be most people. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need more information. You just need 7 days of proof that you're not all talk. Start with 1 habit, stack small wins, kill your distractions, take care of your body, track your progress. Do that for 1 week, just 1, and by the end of it, you won't just feel different, you'll be different. Because transformation doesn't happen in a flash of inspiration, it happens in quiet, daily decisions. In tiny steps no one claps for. In moments when no one's watching. That's where your life changes. So give yourself this week. Show up. Follow through. Prove it to yourself. Because the life you want, it's not waiting for permission. It's waiting for you. Now go build it.